Hey, thanks for joining us here on a new edition of Garage Boxing. Kevin Green, joined by Mr. Rob Bernster.
Good to be here as always.
Hey, this is 2011. It's been, somewhat of a Halloween edition and a new edition. We've been not so on the scene lately, but hey, it's all good. A big fight of the year coming up. Let's get right to it. Pacquiao, Marquez.
That's this year?
This year, yeah. And you know what? Hopefully, we'll be looking at some other big fights coming up too next year as things develop. But this fight, win, lose, or draw, it seems like he's headed on the collision course with Floyd Mayweather. But he's got to beat him though, right? Yeah. So I mean, but the consensus is that he's going to win, right?
Well, yeah, I think he's improved quite a bit over the last 3-4 years. I mean, Marquez is a great fighter. He's a legendary fighter. He's still good, but I mean, has he gotten better since they last fought? You know, maybe a smidgen, but Pacquiao's fought, you know, Cotto, Margarito, real heavy-handed. You know, Cotto's a great counterpuncher, similar to Marquez, more, you know, heavier-handed. You know, I hope it's a good fight. You know, the last thing I want to see is Marquez, who likes to take punches, you know, so he can return a punch, accidentally take a big straight left, and that ends the night. So
well, it can very well happen. You know, the 24/7 series, which is awesome, and you know, that's been happening. And you know, we were talking earlier, but you know, you see him make those big shots, and it looks like he's apparently, is he overtraining? You know, that's another issue. And when a guy's looking for a knockout like he is, he really you know, I think wants revenge. And even though he's been technically the winner or the draw in the
yeah,
fight,
I don't think he won both those fights. You know,
not every round.
No, I mean, between the two fights, there's like 1 point by one judge that separates them from being an all-out tie. So,
right.
You know,
could have gone either way, but yeah, it went his way. And then obviously, now what I'm thinking though too is that even though Pacquiao has gotten better, has he really just fought guys that are, and he's beaten them, you know, let's say Claudio, Cotto, Margarito, and he's done it convincingly. He's knocked them out.
I mean,
well, no, but I'm talking about recently. You look at Marquez, and he's fought other guys, and he's fought
the Baby Bull, Katsides, but I mean, those are smaller guys.
Right, but those were
power.
young guys. It's not like those were
power.
It wasn't like it was like what looks like to have been a washed out Margarito, you know, at this point. I mean,
Margarito,
you know,
keeps coming. That's probably his toughest fight.
We'll see.
He just keeps coming.
That's another fight that's coming out, Margarito and Cotto part 2 in December. But
well, let's get down to.
Well, you know, and here's the thing. I'm a little worried that Pacquiao may be coming in a little too over aggressive and really looking for that knockout, and you know, that concerns me because, you know, who is that falls right into the game plan and the style of Juan Manuel Marquez, maybe the most masterful counterpuncher in history. And like I said, he's pumped up for this fight too. But you know, I don't know. It's tough to bet against Pacquiao, isn't it?
It's almost impossible unless he fights like a heavyweight. Maybe Sergio Martinez. But that's about it. So sounds like you're smelling an upset.
I
don't be like everybody else and say I want a good competitive fight. You know, I'd like to see Marquez win because I thought he won one of the last two.
I think, you know, my brain is telling me that you're looking at a clear Pacquiao decision. I don't think he's going to knock him out, and I think it's going to be probably as it has been in the past. One of the best matchups that Pacquiao has, and the most competitive opponent that he's had in quite a long time. I mean, who else has been really competitive with him?
Margarito. You know, Cotto. Cotto landed some good shots, didn't slow him down. I think Cotto is just as heavy-handed, if not more so than Marquez.
But he eventually beat his face, and you know, he did.
Yeah, well, Cotto's
Marquez, you know what I mean?
got a better defense, I think, than.
So what are you calling? You're saying early or late, or what?
I'm saying. You know, unfortunately, I think it's going to be about 6 rounds, 6-7 rounds, and they're going to stop it, or it's going to be a knockout. And only because Marquez is known to be a counterpuncher. In order to be a counterpuncher, you got to take a few punches and then return fire. I just think Pacquiao is too strong, too fast, and it's just going to be too overwhelming. And once he gets hit, he's going to move him, so he's not going to be in position to counter him back. So, you know, as much as I thought Marquez won both of the first 2 fights, I just see him getting dominated this time around. And I'm a big Marquez fan, but I'd say by round 6 or 7, it's going to be full throttle, and I think he's going to look to take him out. I think Freddie Roach is going to push him to knock this guy out, and that's going to be it. So well, 6 or 7 for me, the distance, but unanimous for you?
Unanimous decision. Yeah, I think Pacquiao avoids ultimately the trying to overdo it early on, and therefore you know, a great competitive match, and something that you should probably see. The undercard, I think it's probably got, you know, something to be wanted, but you know, again, tune in. That's November 12th, the big fight. Let us know what you guys are thinking. I mean, I don't think I don't know. I mean, you heard any Marquez people? Yeah,
well, you know, when there's a guy out there that you think has another guy's number, no matter how good they are, there's always one guy out there that's tailor-made to kind of beat him. And Marquez, you know, he's good at measuring someone's speed, which he's good against the baby pool, and some other guys are a little bit quicker than him. He eventually figures them out, and then he can take them out. I just don't think he's going to have...
He'll have his
the amount of rounds to figure him out without getting some damage done to him.
Right.
And ultimately getting knocked out.
Pacquiao's
hard.
Pacquiao's 38 years old, and you know, Marquez. And I think
Marquez, I think, is like 38 years old.
Well, they're both.
Pacquiao's probably like 33.
They're both older, and we know that as Marquez has gotten older, you know, I mean.
Yeah, but who's taking more punches? Pacquiao is always 100% offense is his defense, and everyone's always covered up so they don't get hit. Marquez is always, give me a few rounds, let me see what you got, let me take some shots.
Marquez's mitt has been a magnet to his face more than any other opponent, so his face didn't look exactly clean after those fights. But we'll see, you know, again.
And he's not drinking his urine.
He's
so he might be doing better.
All right, let us know.